I was just devastated at that point. I didn't know what to do, how to think. I gave up a year of my life to go to India to make a difference. I was really driven by the idea of actually practically seeing change happen on the ground. My project was to establish microfinance in rural villages. And the goal was to really expand an organization's effect in that area. What happened with this incident is that I spent literally, I think, 4 to 6 weeks just supporting the family. I'd moved into this village home, essentially, and I'd been living there for about a month, like eating with the family, living with them. After evening meal, we'd go for a walk with my colleague Ramesh, and on their wedding anniversary, they were actually going to go away for a weekend as a family. They had this incredible celebration, and for their wedding anniversary, went to the local temple, took these great pictures, and got the family to really interact. And then, they got in their car, we waved them off. The next morning, I get a knock on the door, and it's a police officer. And he says there's been a terrible accident, and 3 people, of which the car belongs to this property, have passed away. And I was just devastated at that point. I didn't know what to do, how to think. Like my grief reaction was I just froze. A few hours ago, we were celebrating and rejoicing with the family. The knock on the door, the policeman that we need to get you to a hospital to confirm the people that have passed away, and then to be with the survivors. So within an hour or so, I mobilized a vehicle, got members of the family to jump in the car, and we drove all the way to the hospital to find out what would happen and who had passed away. That shock to my experience and to what I went through when I had to support the family. I had to take the mother and the 2 children that were in hospital, and I had to mobilize funds, change them to a different hospital, manage a lot of their care. When you've got children in different wards and they're not even aware of the situation, they've been used to their mother and father looking after them, feeding them. My role actually became support the family, make sure things happen. In India, it's very difficult if you come from a village background to get good medical care. When you go into a community to contribute, to serve, and you come from the context of family, so if you're going to live with a family, a host family is very common in a community development space, and you actually treat them like your own family, you create these relationships and these bonds. There's an emotion from within that really connects you and drives you to want to go the extra mile to support that family. That threw me completely off my initial reason for even being in India, trying to create local change in villages. But ironically, it gave me an incredible sense of purpose. And what it really taught me is that, when we go to create change in an environment, in a community, sometimes our expectations can get in the way. And what this experience taught me is that the opportunity to serve can come in all sorts of different shapes and forms. Being of service isn't just connected to work. It's not just to do with the project. You could be a contribution to the people around you, to the host family, to a person on the street. You can add immense value. And that's, it's about walking around and living your life such that you are open to these opportunities. That family is well now. The 2 children, they're at university. The mother's got a job and she's secure. And I think the difference that I was able to make in A, giving them the right medical attention when they needed it, and B, setting up a fund where people contributed from all over the world to support the two boys' education, made a real difference and a legacy, which was totally not what I was expecting to do when I set foot on India. When I look back, it's been a good 7-8 years since I was there. I genuinely feel that I made a difference. I genuinely feel that I contributed and that I've left something positive.